Good day everyone. My name is Maeya Elisa from BSCE 3A, and our report is about the geometric design for highways and railways, and this report is all about super elevation. From the word itself, super elevation, yan yung mga roads na naka-elevate na which akala natin yun lang, but yung mga road na yun ay may purpose. When a motorist drives through a curve, the roadway is often tilted. So, napansin natin yon, making it easier to navigate the curve at a safe speed without skidding or tipping. Yan yung elevation at work. Yung definition of super elevation, this super elevation is most commonly known as cant or banking, as in the bank track of a racing speedway. This super elevation is a method of infrastructure construction used in roadway curves where the outer edge of the pavement is raised above the inner edge. So, yun na. Yung outer edge ng pavement is raised at a certain degree. Next is the construction requires an investment of heavy equipment, extensive materials, and a sizable labor force. So, in short, yung construction nito is hindi madali, which kailangan ng high cost of money or funds. Kailangan din ng mga engineers na mga magagaling, and then yung mga laborers syempre. Next is super elevation is expressed as the ratio of the height of outer edge with respect to the horizontal width. Meron pa pala. Yung sa other reference na nakuha ko, yung definition of super elevation is the rotation of the pavement on the approach to and through a horizontal curve. It is a special design of a road that allows drivers to safely exit the road at a high speeds, that allow drivers to adequately take a turn without skidding or crashing. How does super elevation work? Super elevation works with several interacting forces of physics to help drivers maintain speed and stay safe on the road through a curve. So, dito sa picture, makikita nyo yung mga forces na nasa super elevation. May centrifugal force, may velocity, centripetal force, side or lateral friction, and may weight. Yung centrifugal force, yan yung force na nagpupull ng vehicle away from the center of the curve. Next is the centripetal force. Yan yung sideways force acting on an object that causes it to move in a circle, or that feeling of driving into a curve and being pulled to one side. So, iyan na dalawa na yan, na force na centrifugal force and centripetal force. Yan yung nagbabalance ng forces sa super elevated na road in combination with several others that act in various direction. Next is the friction. Yung friction, nag-act siya sa between the tires and the road surface. Next is the inertia. Newton's law of motion states that any object moving in a straight line will keep moving in the same direction unless it's affected by an unbalanced force. So, dito sa case na to, yung nag-change ng direction ng motion ng vehicle ay yung curve. Next is the weight. So, yung weight is, syempre, the vehicle's weight. Yung vehicle's weight, pag may bigat na mga vehicles, syempre, mas mag-create yun ng mga higher pressure compare sa mas lighter vehicles. Next is the velocity or speed. It is one that combine with moisture to counteract friction on the road. So, eto na 6 na forces na to are all forces interplay to determine the need for super elevation on a road or highway. Next is factors that affect the need for super elevation. Number 1 is how fast vehicles are likely to be moving. Yan. So, slower moving vehicles might slide down the slope of a curve on a wet or icy road. However, fast moving vehicles might result to hydroplaning. Next, number 2 is the type of pavement. So, ang nasa picture nga is rough road. So, kapag nasa rough road, yung mga sasakyan, may hina lang sila magpatakbo. Which is, lesser yung need sa super elevation. Next is the amount of traffic. Yung traffic, which is commonly nasa mga urban areas. So, yung speeds nila is lower din syempre. So, less need for super elevation. Next is the size of the vehicle. Heavy vehicles with high centers of gravity are prone to tip or roll over on curves that don't have adequate super elevation. Let's come now to the advantages of super elevation. Number 1, it helps motorists maintain both safety and optimal speed on curved roads. Without super elevation, syempre, many vehicles would slide or skid through the curves, even tip and roll over, especially kapag maulan or syempre dito sa Pilipinas maulan, but in other country pag mga icy conditions. So kapag walang super elevation, syempre, mas prone sa accidents. Next is, it allows traffic to maintain some speed on curbs, preventing excessive slowdown every time the road bends. Next, inadequate super elevation can cause road damage due to poorly distributed loads. So, disadvantage kapag kapag hindi tama yung super elevation, pwedeng magkaroon ng road damage. Next is, it increases the stability of fast-moving vehicles when they pass through a horizontal curve and decreases the stresses on the foundation. Next is, it allows for a better flow of traffic and for better drainage. So, in summary, ang advantage naman ng super elevation is to provide drivers with safer driving experiences and help drivers to feel more comfortable with their surroundings when they are driving. Next is the disadvantage of super elevation. Number 1, extra construction cost. So, syempre, sabi ko nga kanina na yung pagpapagawa ng super elevation, elevated road, can cost high fund or high money, high pera. It is due to the additional engineering and geological work as well as construction needed for it. Number 2, can be complex. If this super elevated road is not constructed properly, it can cause loss of control of the vehicle. Number 3 is high maintenance due to the additional wear on tires. Number 4, requires more space. So, dito sa pagpapakonstruct ng super elevated road na mas kailangan ng spaces lalo na sa mga equipments and sa mga materials and equipment na gagamitin dun. Next is increases weight of vehicles. And also increases the traction forces on the road based by up to 20%. So, meron tayong formula for full super elevation. Full super elevation is the point in a curve when the entire segment of roadway is subjected to a super elevation, usually at the curve's apex. So, ito yun. H is equal to BV squared over GR, where H is equal to full super elevation at apex of curve. B, breadth or width of the roadway. So, V is the velocity or speed of vehicle. G is the acceleration due to gravity, which is 9.81 meter per second squared. R is the radius curve. Next formula is for rate of superelevation. Superelevation rate is the degree of banking imposed on a horizontal curve to safely counterbalance the centrifugal force of vehicle on the curve. So, ito yung formula nito na rate of superelevation, which is E plus F is equal to V squared over GR. Yung E natin is the rate of superelevation in percentage. Yung F naman is the factor of lateral or side friction. Yung V is the velocity or speed of vehicle. G is the acceleration due to gravity, which is 9.81 meter per second squared. And R is the radius of the curve. Ito yung formula na main formula na gagamitin sa superelevation. References and thank you. Have a good day.